Okay, today we're gonna do the front forks, and it's very exciting because I'm gonna be able to assemble the front end. So I've got the seals. Now I'm kind of stuck on the brands because I'm not sure what these are like. I'm sure they're fine, but not a lot of choice at the moment because they're all coming by post. So it's very hard to buy stuff. So I've got the seals, the dust caps, and 1 litre of oil. It's 500 ml per fork. So yeah, let's get disassembling. Once I have these done, I'll be able to assemble the front end and have a rolling chassis. Okay, so my two forks are out of the bike, and they've been previously disassembled. There's no oil in them. Hence I can compress them like this very easily. If yours are in the bike, that's better because you're able to open this up, this cap, very easily. If they are out of the bike like mine were, what I did was I've put them back into the bike. I've loosened the top yoke and left the bottom yoke still compressed, still around the stanchion, and I just loosened that up. You're never going to be able to do that in your hand, so now I'm able to open it up. Now remember, there's a spring there and this is compressed, so if you open this up, it'll fire straight into your face, so don't do that. So put a cloth over it and then work away around it. The cap is about that size, so there's a little bit of tread before it comes up. So that's one thing to do. The other side, there's an Allen key in the middle here. I'm not sure if you can see it. No, I don't know if you can see it there. You're going to have to actually open that up. That'll allow the stanchion to come out all the way. So to do that, you're going to need long Allen keys and one swift mode. Now that shouldn't be over tightened. If it's over tightened, you're going to be in trouble. So yeah, so let's open that up as well. Once we get that opened up, only a little bit now, don't open it all the way yet, and you release the top cap, you'll be able to drain the fork then. So like I said, there's nothing in this one, so this one's a little bit different because there's nothing in, but you're able to then, as you see it, empty. Like I said, make sure you put a cloth or something over it to catch it, because the spring will pop out as soon as you open that. So okay, let's do that. Now for this, to open up that bolt, that Allen bolt on the bottom, you're going to need a long Allen key. You might have something like this, but as you see, it's not long enough. It has to be much longer, roughly around twice the length of it really. So that's the difference. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut this, take that one out, replace it, and I'll end up with a longer one. Alternatively, you could try and put a spanner in here and try and turn it, but you're only going to get one turn on this. If this slips on you, you might be in trouble. So I'm going to try cutting this first and making myself a longer one. I have loads of these, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, just file it down that it's straight. Perfect. That one's gone, and this one can go into it. That's it. Just give it a good snap. Don't go slowly, just go one quick snap. So that's that one open. So my homemade tool worked. Now let's open up the cap. Okay, we're back to the cap. So like I said before, make sure you put a cloth or something over it and don't put your face in the way. You'll end up, it's a size 17. for the Bros. Some of these they're all different. So anyway, just put a cloth over it, put your hand over it. Yeah, still going. Okay, so it's about to go. Maybe I should do a slow motion video of this. But anyway. That's all right. Ah, yes. Perfect. Okay, there is actually oil, a little bit of oil in it. Cap. I was better off doing this on the bench. Now, let's empty the oil. Now, there's a spring in there, so just careful that that doesn't pop out. There you go. There's the spring. Oh my gosh. Well, there's almost no oil in there. If you think about it, we're expecting 500 ml. There, half a litre. This is what you have inside. Never ending spring. There's a spring here. That's it. That's all that was in it. So not a whole lot. Okay, I'll take off the dust cap next. Okay, so I put it back in the vise. You can do this on a bench as well if you like. I'm not actually squashing this too hard. It's only gently. It's just another pair of hands. That's all. And I'm just gonna pop it up. And then for the small screwdriver, I'll go with the big one now. It's gentle. Just pops up. That's all. Okay, so that's the dust seal. Now next there's a clip inside here. Okay, so inside you can see this little clip here. It's a little bit rusty. So there's like little lips. Oh, I'm gonna get my screwdriver. I'm just gonna pop it up. You see that? That's it. And just go around and pop it up. That's actually your guide for when you're putting the seal back in. That's how far it goes. It goes just so you can reveal this this clip, or the groove for the clip, I mean. So it just pops up gently. That's it. There it is. That goes up, and just your seal. So there's a copper bush at the other end of this, and that'll actually, as you're working in your hand, it'll actually pop the seal back out. So I'll show you. So I'm going to open up the screw down below, release the rest of the oil that's at the bottom, and I'll just move this up and down. And as I move it up, that'll actually push the copper bushing behind it here will actually push it up. So you'll see that in a minute. Okay, so I just released that little screw, got the rest of the oil out of it. and that'll stop that suction when you're trying to pull the seal out. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to the bottom of the shock, the top, and I'm just going to pull it up, and that'll knock the seal up. That's it. Now there's the copper bushing that I was talking about, and there's your seal. Okay, clean that up and put it back on the bench. That's it. Okay, so I have it on the bench. I cleaned up a little bit. That's what's come out of it. 150 mil of well, it's gunk at this stage. I should have forgot to see the clip. The clip goes in here. So that's the assembly. There's two important points before you disassemble this completely. One is make sure you know where the top of this seal is, what the bottom is. So mark it somehow, or make sure when you're putting it down that you know which side is up and which side is down, because it's very important that this seal goes back on it the right way. So that's one thing. Second thing is, if you look at the spring, it's not the same. There's a top and there's a bottom. Make sure you put it in the right way around as well. And that's it really. So that's going to be that's going to be the only part we're going to change. Now I should really change this copper. As you can see, it's well worn. I might order that as well. I was hoping I'd get away with just the seals, but it looks like this also needs to be changed out. So I'm going to order that. That's okay. Lastly, this bad boy. So I'm gonna try and paint him up and make him look nice. So I'm in no hurry really to assemble that side of it. So that's why this video will be in two parts, and it's purely because I'm gonna paint this up before I want to reassemble it. This is a 41 mil diameter of this stanchion, and I don't have a seal driver for that. So I've actually I've emailed my nephew, and he's going to 3D print me a seal driver for this. So that should be interesting. So in the next video I'll have a seal driver. Now you could say, well, you could do it from 2 Wavin pipes. Yeah, you could do it from 2 Wavin pipes, but no shops are open, so I can't buy any Wavin pipe. So it's easier actually for me to get it 3D printed. So let me clean this up, paint it, and order that little bushing there. I'll see what condition that's in. The other one last point, if you look here, you just make sure that there's no cracks in this bottom leg. Sometimes if the bike was previously crashed or damaged, you'll end up with cracks here. So yeah, so this one looks fine. There's no issue with it. It's just a bit tatty. That's it. Okay, well look, let me do that the same with the other leg. Put them in the blasting cabinet, blast them, paint them, and then I'll be ready for reassembly. That's the only reason I'm doing this in two pieces. This video is because I don't actually have that driver, which is getting printed as we speak. So yeah, okay. I think that's it. Okay, so I've put something in there just so no grit gets in. I've sealed it up a little bit, and I'm going to try and clean these up a little bit and get the stanchion sorted, get all the bits that are missing. Like I said, the list keeps growing, but just shows you when you buy something in a box, it doesn't. You're not necessarily going to get all you're looking for. This is them out now. As you can see, they turned out okay. Once I paint them, lacquer them, they'll look like new. At least close enough to looking like new. Okay, so I've blasted them, I've painted them up, and they're just drying there now. I just lacquered them, so they're just drying. They turned out really well. There's obviously some dings and stuff on them, but I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, it's going to take me a little while to source all the bits and pieces for this fork, because there's a lot of bits that seem to be missing off the second fork, so that's going to take a bit of while. So I'm going to tackle something else in the meantime, So the video to finish this one up will be a little later once all those bits arrive. So once I know exactly what I'm missing, because there seems to be some washers and stuff that should be inside that aren't there. So unless they're in another box that I haven't found yet. But yeah, hope you like it, and let's keep going.